Bro, what? What? No, 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 no. This ain't right. This ain't right. Tom Holland signs his last deal for 6 new Spider-Man movies. Let's react to this, y'all, by Cosmic Wonder.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and MCU. I'm your host, Warren Thompson, and we have even more brand new Spider-Man news today, but it looks like, it sounds like, it's official.
Tom Holland!
According to some insiders, Tom Holland has officially and finally signed a new deal to play Spider-Man in the MCU, which is great news. It doesn't sound like he is going anywhere. However, the reports that we're hearing are not just the fact that Tom Holland signed on for another Spider-Man trilogy, but in fact has signed on for 3 additional movies as well. So 6 movies in total. Now, of course, we're going to be going over what these movies could be and what their plots could be, and we'll talk about this in more than one video as well, but we also have to address the fact that this could be the final deal for Tom Holland to play Spider-Man in the MCU. These movies could be the last movies that Tom Holland appears in as Spider-Man, at least for a while, because who knows what could happen in the future. 15 plus years later, he could return for a multiverse movie, just like Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire did. So to say that these movies could be his final appearance ever as Spider-Man probably might not be accurate, but it looks like this could be his last deal for a very long time. Tom Holland himself even said that he doesn't want to be in his mid to late 30s playing Spider-Man still. And if we take a look back at all of the solo MCU movies and group team-up movies that these other actors like Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans got, none of them surpassed 3 solo films, and they only went on in the MCU for so long. The only original Avengers we really have right now are the Hulk and Hawkeye, neither of which have had their own movie. We did get the Hawkeye series, so that kind of counts, and of course he's been in the Avengers films, and unfortunately due to some distribution rights, we could never get a Hulk solo film up until now. Of course, there are reports that a solo Hulk
Why is Sony bringing back Tom Holland? I don't. What?
and it seemed like She-Hulk confirmed that, but we'll talk about that later. The point being is that it does seem like this could be Tom Holland's final outing as Spider-Man for these 6 movies. And it makes you wonder, what exactly are these films going to be about, and how exactly is Marvel Studios going to go about bringing in a new Spider-Man into the MCU, possibly Miles Morales, or Gwen Stacy, or perhaps even both? Because it would definitely be really sad to see Tom Holland not be Spider-Man in the MCU anymore, but of course we're still going to want some type of Spider-Man character to continue on or start after he leaves. And the multiverse is kind of a great way to set up a new, different variant of Spider-Man, one that exists in our universe, to kind of take on that mantle with the Avengers after Tom Holland leaves. But let's first talk about this contract. The contract seems to be for 6 different movies. According to several insiders like Jeff Snyder, the Cosmic Circus, and some other Spider-Man accounts online, Tom Holland has indeed finished signing the contract for 6 new films. Now, we pretty much know 5, and if you've been following the channel, we've been talking about them. Of course, 3 of them are going to be a new Spider-Man trilogy, and then 2 of them, of course, are going to be the next Avengers films, The Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars. But the order that these movies are going to come out is kind of interesting, because we're only going to get 1 Spider-Man movie before The Kang Dynasty and before Avengers Secret Wars. That's going to be Spider-Man 4. They definitely do not have time to do an entire trilogy before the Avengers films come out.
All
Even
hail
working
Tobey Maguire,
in 2
bro.
Spider-Man movies would be pretty
Respect.
hard. If they did 2, they would most likely have to put one of those movies between the Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars, and for continuity and storyline purposes, that probably wouldn't work too well. So it looks like this is how it's going to go down. We'll get Spider-Man 4. This will most likely address the events of what happened in Spider-Man No Way Home, with everybody forgetting who Peter Parker was. And of course, like I always mention, keep in mind, people forgot who Peter Parker was, not Spider-Man. So people still know who Spider-Man is. But there are big things to address, of course, like will MJ and Ned ever truly know their best friend and love Peter Parker? Will Doctor Strange and possibly Wong remember? Both of them have already mentioned a Spider-Man incident. Do they perhaps remember that Peter Parker is Spider-Man? These are things that are going to have to be addressed in Spider-Man 4, especially since Spider-Man is going to be teaming up with the Avengers in the next Spider-Man film appearance, which is going to be the Kang Dynasty. So they're going to kind of have to address the whole identity thing beforehand. Otherwise, they'll have to spend time in the Kang Dynasty explaining that, in which it seems like it's going to be a pretty big movie, and I'm not sure if they're going to want to take that time to explain that. But then we'll have the Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars, and this is where it gets really interesting because Secret Wars, I think, is essentially going to kind of reset the MCU. All the universes are going to collide into one universe. We're going to have a ton of different variants, and I'm assuming that somehow everything will kind of get reset again to where the multiverse exists and there's a bunch of different universes. But I doubt everything's just going to be completely normal again. So the MCU is going to be a little bit different, possibly really different, after Secret Wars. But the coolest rumor that we've heard so far in regards to Spider-Man and Secret Wars is that he is going to finally get the Venom symbiote in Secret Wars. Now, they teased the Venom symbiote in the MCU in the post-credit scene for Spider-Man No Way Home. But rumors have it that they want to wait till Secret Wars to actually give him the symbiote, because that is exactly what happens in the comics, where he wears the Venom symbiote suit for the very first time in Secret Wars. So I could definitely appreciate a comic-accurate story. But if that does happen, that means that Spider-Man 5 is going to be about Venom. And if they stay true to comic accuracy, Peter Parker will obviously realize that the Venom symbiote is not that good. He'll get rid of it, and the symbiote will find Eddie Brock. But at the same time, Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, doesn't like to do things that have already been done before. He likes to shake it up, which is why I do think that him getting the symbiote suit in Secret Wars is pretty cool. We haven't seen that yet. But will the next movie have Eddie Brock in it? That will remain to be seen. I think regardless, he'll eventually shake the suit and end up fighting somebody who is wearing the suit, aka Venom. And I think that's pretty much what Spider-Man 5 is going to be about. But if this truly is the final deal for Tom Holland in the MCU, like he said he doesn't want to play Spider-Man into his late 30s, then that means, sadly, Spider-Man 6 will most likely set up a new Spider-Man. Now, like I said, there are 6 different projects that apparently he is signed for, so one is unknown. There are conflicting reports right now stating whether he could show up in Daredevil or not. One report that is coming from the Cosmic Circus, which seems to be pretty accurate, is that we won't see Tom Holland show up in a Disney Plus show. This means he'll most likely show up in another movie. But if this is truly Tom Holland's final deal, I'm assuming that Spider-Man 6 would probably be his goodbye, his own movie to say goodbye in. If Marvel is doing a Young Avengers movie that we haven't heard about yet, he might show up there. There's also some rumors going around right now, again just rumors, that he could show up in the Fantastic Four movie. Regardless of what movie he could show up in, I don't think that would be his final appearance. I think his own movie would be the final appearance. So, Spider-Man 6 should set up a new Spider-Man in the MCU. And right now, most people, I think, are thinking Miles Morales, especially after the tease in Spider-Man No Way Home, where Electro and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man were talking about how there's gotta be a black Spider-Man out there. And after all, in Spider-Man No Way Home, we did see Feast, where Aunt May worked at, where Miles Morales has volunteered at. And plus, not to mention, in Spider-Man Homecoming, they pretty much dropped a huge Miles Morales Easter egg by showing us his uncle, Prowler, and he even said he's got a nephew that lives out here, confirming that a Miles Morales does exist inside of our universe. So that might be the direction that Marvel goes after Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Not going with a new Peter Parker, but with Miles Morales, which I do think would be the right move. So it looks like Tom Holland has signed a new deal, and it might be his last deal, which is sad, but I'm excited for these 6 new films that Tom Holland is going to be in as Peter Parker / Spider-Man. So let me know your thoughts about this news in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe.
I'm gonna be honest, yo. I don't want Tom Holland to come back as Spider-Man. I think he kind of ruined Spider-Man. You know, I mean, the reason why it was a success is because Spider-Man is very iconic. You know, anything with Spider-Man is gonna make money. It's just, you know, there are some franchises that anything you put, even if it's bad, it's still gonna make money. Like the Batman, if the Batman film is bad, it's still gonna make money because people just like the Batman. I don't like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I keep saying it. I'm sorry, Tom. It's not you. It's just the way your Spider-Man is written. It's bad. You know, it doesn't resonate with me. I don't like it. No Way Home, it should have been your last. Like, don't come back, bro. I mean, Sony got to move on with a new, entire new Spider-Man, man. Like, what is this? You know, why they still got to bring him back to the MCU, man? I want Spider-Man to face off his own villains. The Spider-Verse universe has a lot of villains. I don't want him to face off MCU. I want him to face off his own villains, bro. Let him do his own thing. And I think that's what they're going for. But like, I wish it was someone else that was taking the mantle of Spider-Man. And the thing with Miles Morales, listen, Sony, they're doing great with the animated live action. If they ruin this in the live action, I don't know what to tell y'all right now. It's over. Because I fear, like, when they bring in Miles Morales, they're going to ruin it. They're going to ruin it. I think they're going to ruin it. I mean, I can't even imagine Miles Morales interacting with Tom Holland and Spider-Man. Like, hey, my ice. Hey, Peter. How do you do that web thing again? Mr. Stark gave it to me. Mr. Stark made it for me. Mr. Stark, he was my uncle, Ben, but yeah. We don't want that. Okay. I'm just saying, y'all. I really don't like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Again, nothing to do with Tom Holland himself. I like him as an actor, but your representation of Spider-Man is not good, to be honest. I prefer Andrew Garfield, bro. I know Andrew Garfield is not the best, but I prefer him rather than Tom Holland. Just saying. Anyways, and I think a lot of people also agree. So I don't know why they're making 6 more films with him. Whatever, man. I think he was in the Uncharted thing, man. And how did that do? Okay. I ain't gonna say no more. Anyways, let me know in the comments what you guys think about Tom Holland signing, 6 more films with the MCU and Sony itself. Leave your comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, and I'm out of here.